I think belly dance. Yes, it's
Oh, yeah. All
no, not
right.
for me. Not for me.
I did that in my 20s. Oh, that was fun.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
So here we are live with our topic, the multi-dimensional approach we are having. One is Jenny is a model of an archetype, water element, how she's dealing, one of the character and personality, and that is ripened. That's what we wanted, to ripen characters and personality who have seen few generations. And our topic is the generation gap. And anybody who is listening, if have a story that the person has resolved any conflict in generation gap with any communication model tricks, but successful story, welcome to bring us here. We are going through many topics, and the burning topic here today is addiction. And people don't like to talk about it, and particularly the people you love. And also there is a social stigma around it, like how society is perceiving them, how neighbors are perceiving if they are listening to this kind of stories, and how the parents are dealing with it. The more painful, less painful it could be for the child, no painful at all, maybe the child is enjoying being rebellious, being somebody, defining himself, and the pressure of the peer group and want to be very bold. I can do maximum, I can drink more, I can drive after that. So many peer group pressure in which the children like to show off and become a leader. In all this scenario, we will come up, Jenny will come up with some of stories and how she becomes successful. And particularly also she can come up from the direction what's happening to parents and how the parents are dealing with themselves. Children are a part in their scenario, but the parents are also going through a lot of anxiety, turmoil, redefinition of the self, like this way. So here we are, and we see one of our model in Oasis of Wisdom. Jenny, it's all yours, and
Well,
welcome.
I've been
And
thinking
admire
about
your
this.
courage.
Oh, yeah. Honesty, truth, we help each other, right? That's what it's all about. We all have our own journey. Obviously, I had a big one. I had 6 children. I had a lot to learn. Anyway,
6 children.
I know. And I have my
My
last
mother
2 in
also
my
had 6
40s.
children.
Who?
My mother, we are 6
Did she?
brothers and 6 sisters. Yeah.
So it was 3 and 3, 3 boys and 3 girls, or what?
4 girls, 2 boys.
2 boys. Oh, well, you had it made then. You had a harem. Not. Anyway, when I was thinking when the kids were little, I observed, I was cautious. I think the parents play a part in this because, like, if I took him to McDonald's, and we're talking the late 80s, and before I knew that, McDonald's, well, I rarely took him, but it's pretty bad. But anyway, I would take him and get him the Happy Meals, but I'd never get them the pop because I was raised on a farm and my mother would never buy sugar-coated cereal. We had cattle, we had all kinds of animals. So we had a 4-course breakfast every morning because we had hired men and things. So I wasn't raised that way. So that affected how I raised my children and the patterns that I created there. So, like I said, I wouldn't buy them pop. I would never have pop in the house because I knew sugar was bad for you way back when. And now it's come out how bad high fructose sugar is. But I've been observing my children and now with their children, and I see that my one son loves chocolate. So his two younger children eat chocolate too all the time, which isn't that bad because dark chocolate isn't that bad for you, but there's also sugar in it again. And then we get sugar in carbohydrates. We get sugar in potatoes and spaghetti. So I think the thing that creates this sugar addiction, because sugar is a very serious addiction as far as your health, from what I've observed and know. So those are things that you kind of want to stay away from. So when I make snacks for the children, it would be fruit. If they needed sugar or I wanted to give them something that was nutritional, that was sweet, I would give them like apples and fruit. And that would always be the snack. So I think that the parents play an important part in guiding them at a young age, but we can't always control everything. So I remember one of my children was into pop because sometimes when you deny them, then they go that direction for their power, correct?
Denying is the invitation.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, so they started having headaches. And luckily, my husband at the time, his uncle was a neurologist. So we took him to him. And he said he interviewed her and talked to her and come to find out she'd been drinking all this pop and hiding it in her room and whatever. So then once the pop went away, the headaches went away. So their addictions actually affect the physical body too. I'm trying to think of some other things that I wrote down. Now, it's interesting because I've always been pretty well, having 6 children, I'm not anal about everything being perfect. I mean, you have to pick and choose what's important. My house was always clean, I was cooked, but it's interesting because of the other side of the family of obsession. Some of my children have an obsession on cleaning, sterilizing, phobias on germs, which germs are good. So, what other area do you want me to go into, Sheree? Or how about you, Paul? Yes. They see you working, they see you responsible. If the parents are responsible and work, well, I kind of had to work all the time raising 6 children, but they become more responsible. And I found that later on in life, that pattern, and it's not an addiction, but the patterns, I think, stem from the parents.
When Jenny, like we are looking for is a guidance for the parents also in the scenario, like when to become concerned about it, which behavior to notice, and how to be straightforward, overt way, playing tricks, making them emotionally bond, or strengthening their willpower, or realizing them. Like first thing, when to be concerned. Like if a parent notice that the child is going towards some kind of addiction this way, which is heavy addictions, yes, for sure, sugar and salt can also be an addiction because anything if you give regularly to body will ask for. If you stop giving, body is in panic. Biochemical compositions doesn't know how to combine, and the panic arises, and we call it a withdrawal symptoms. Like tea, coffee. Like coffee, I was drinking. If I drink coffee, sweating, cold, strange symptom arises in my body. But drinking chai, not. I can drink 50 cup chai a day, but nothing happens. Coffee, one maximum, more than one, and that's also once in a month or something like this. It doesn't work with my system, but one or two, okay. When I am west, I'm really troubling because my body starts to sweat, And like if I'm sleeping, suddenly I'm sweating. If I throw out, I'm feeling cold. Then again taking. So and chai is if I drop the tea, like today in the morning, if I don't drink, early morning I get up, I need tea. If I don't do tea, I start to feel vomit. Like I will vomit and the stomach starts to thrill inside and vomiting tendency happens. So immediately I make a chai and drink and everything is fine after. If I don't
Interesting.
drink, I will have migraine. Whole day I will be sleeping with migraine. Like that has once I did not drink and to see what happens. Then whole day I am useless sleeping with headache, migraine. Luckily, it goes only one day, but one day is a hell, whole day. I have nothing working, mind not working. So, but I'm saying that this kind of addiction is still we can deal with one day, or 2 days, or 3 days, and it's gone. And even the marijuana or pop, maybe, well, in America and Europe, you might have been seen, you must see a certified addiction therapist. But India, we can go with our yoga systems, cleaning systems, and easily one can deal with addictions of marijuana by 3 days withdrawal symptom. 3 days. But if you work in the very first day, you can have 1 day maximum, and then after you can go away with it. If we see cocaine or this kind of injections or many things people take, we have a live case in Haridwar. The person was very much rich businessman, and somehow he got caught into that. And these are very dangerous. Like after 3 intake, you can't return.
Right.
Very, very dangerous. Others, marijuana, other things, 3, 4, 10 intakes, doesn't matter. I have a successful story of people who have been trauma. 2, 3 years, they continuously went into marijuana. After 3 years, suddenly dropping and not even looking back the whole life. But what got person got a very motivated, full-time, busy work. To my experience, I tell you, any addictions we can deal not like this, but this marijuana or this made of like not so much like direct, natural, and not so much processed by the chemicals. This even I see in the children and studying them, their mental behaviors, very intelligent. Some want to come out of it, but got trapped. Some smoking because they don't have any motivation. Because we say that addiction begins with disinterest in life and time pass. So this leisure time, this is vacuum killing them. Because they are young, they want to earn money, they want to do something, they don't find opportunity, or any kinds of things. They are not able to manifest what they have in their heart, the creative ideas. So in order to do so, to avoid this, what to do with the time? What to do with the time? Time will kill you. The empty mind time will kill. And person can go in a very different kinds of thought patterns, anger, frustrations, depression. So this is saving, only way. This is only positive work. And people who dropped, I saw, they dropped suddenly, like just turning and getting a very busy job. Like they see that this is my work and this is what I have to do, and dropping once and forever. And they don't have time to think about. They keep themselves busy. Like many incidents I talked to people, it was sudden, finished. An interesting job for them to make them busy 24 hours, like a deadline coming, no excitement. Like one person I know, he said, I was smoking a lot, this marijuana and things. But one day he was there and somebody took money and did not give him nice one. And he got angry, dropped it, a vestige of money. And then he started a new business. And this new business made him so busy that he never returned back. So an interesting work which involves you, motivates you, gives you reward, or even challenges you, and completely challenging your mind and strategy so you can apply your mind, I think is the only remedy. Yes, with this, I don't know, like this person I know, he came and one has to tie him up with the chain with the bed. Like withdrawal
Why?
symptoms, because withdrawal symptoms were so heavy that he could break anything, kill any person.
Oh,
He wants that, at any cost. At any cost. And see, he was saying that whole body pain, like somebody is like twirling your whole body inside and jumping over the bed and tied with the chain. Otherwise, nobody can stop him for a few days. Put him tied, chained with the bed. And then slowly, he recovered. But he was at the age of more than 60s, 65, 60, 65. And other experience. So this is my one way of, as a guidelines to giving to someone, making person finding something very interesting to manifest.
that's
One
what
way.
parents should do.
Classically, if I treat the person, like I check the addictions in the person, and if I lead with my own way, programming, meditation, motivation, counseling, all kinds of tricks you have to apply.
Mhm.
So I see addictions in two ways. Only two categorical expression of addictions when they form. The trigger. When it triggers you, so triggering point is either it will make you move, like you want a movement, then it's a trigger point. And if you want to stop a movement, it's also a trigger point. I'm dealing with one person in Germany doing alchemy. No, he's in USA also, very good post in corporate. And he just started symptom of his smoking. And you know from where it's coming? It's coming from his boss. Boss becomes so strict that it's not allowing him to have a private space. Anytime calling, pushing, asking, brainstorming, chasing, no kind of a nagging wife.
Jeez.
Exactly the same symptom.
Say that. Oh,
I
you did not.
analyzed exactly the same symptom, like a nagging wife and a boss, like parallel. And
Or
same
husband.
strategy he's applying to victimize him. So he was fully victimized, like no boundary line. Boss can
Right,
disturb
right.
me anytime. So what he was looking for, so when I was treating him, any addiction, any things will must have a positive. It must give you something positive. Otherwise, you won't even eat poison. Something positive must give. So I say, what it's giving you? So you don't know. So look at the situation. You need a private space for yourself where nobody disturbs even your boss. Many, I tell you, all people working in corporate and things, this is the main reason. If you just very simple, 4 or 5 reasons. I removed it. I said, remove it immediately, otherwise you will repent later. So it just is starting 1 or 2 cigarettes. No? Just he's starting with 1 or 2 cigarettes. So I said, what? Private space. One. Second, I don't want to take any responsibility. Child, regression, space of a child in regression state, private space, and feeling I am the boss of my life because I won't listen even God if he calls me like this. This is the break. I deserve it. So for this, he started smoking as an excuse. So this one habit, he could drop off. Boss will not say anything. He can have a break. He can go to a private space somewhere, 10 minutes. He can relax, fuck off. He can say, chill out, relax, and he smoke. That's it. So other things which comes as a topping, more like drive, hungry. Hungry, you can eat anything, pizza to apple, whatever. So this actually what we need to observe what they are looking for and what they are getting. Like he's in the corporate, so like this. But other person, nobody is boss. So we need to see what this addiction is giving to us, giving to the child, or giving to me. If we don't accept it positively and start to fight, even person succeeds, creativity dies. Because my guts fighting is split. I have seen people in USA successfully dropping alcohol, like Alcoholics Anonymous or many clubs there in America, where they talk and then they succeeded. But they cannot drink even a drop.
Still has control.
They can. This is the rule. You cannot drink even a drop. You can buy and give gifts to others, but you can't taste it. You can't take even a sip out of it. One of my grandparents, maternal, he got also alcoholic, but in a trauma, like he had a business, get lost. But when business was going good, he was enjoying. When it went bad, he still kept on enjoying, but this is not the enjoying. You are earning money, spending it, it's your hobby. And you are not earning money and keep on party drinking, now you are addicted. So many ways to see it. And then after when he was cured, not even a single drop was allowed from the doctors. So in a way also it's restricting freedom. Nothing wrong to have a drop of alcohol or want something in the party or somewhere. But these people cannot afford it. So I saw a kind of anxiety in the person. Not relaxed. Not like something hyper inside something there. So this is my observation and this is how I treat. First, I decipher positively what it is giving. It works in all, even an addicted relationship
Yeah.
or job, choice anywhere, the psychology is the same. If we consider something harmful inside, we must be highly alert, not to cut off.
Right.
Not to cut off. We should be highly alert, not to cut off that person who is addicted. Because it's just a character and upside down. And part of us. It's like cutting your limbs of the psychic body. It has to turn upside down. Look for it, what is missing. Give that, like to this man, I give another ritual. Same private space, meditation techniques, throw off, go to the hell to the world. No, I don't care about anything. I take the risk of everything in my life. You don't need cigarette, you don't need addiction. And relaxed, you are in the place for a few minutes. Everything becomes objective. Like yes, cigarette also or smoking also makes things objective. You are not concerned because you're in a chill out space. The moment you come, awareness arises, and that's how we have insights.
Mhm.
Like many times you are clerks, the smokers will go smoke and have insight. So, oh, it's coming from, no, it's coming from the space which you are creating behind it. So that's thing to understand and how to make them understand. The trigger point here in addictions are found only two. One, you are in an environment and suddenly environment become disinterested. People are not present or they are just gossiping for you, no interest. Then trigger point, no interest, something interesting there, immediately addiction, make a chai, have a cookie, drink something, whatsoever, doesn't matter. So we can replace it with healthy addictions like drink a water, drink a green tea, eat one apple, something like this we can transform. One is movement, where in the scenario you are in the party, you are with the people, and suddenly you started missing, oh, people are just wasting time. It's not on the point, diversion. So addiction saves you not to fall and just waste your time in unnecessary gossips. Positive point. Positive point. Immediately, oh, this situation sucking my energy. Chalo, let's go somewhere. Have my own private space at least for few. Think about it. And then new strategy and planning comes again with new idea. You are moving into the world. So this is one we call movement. In Spanda, we call unmesha. This can only be replaced by unmesha, the experience of coming out, expressing yourself, evolutionary process, manifesting something. No, that is opposite, deciding, no, that's zero. And then you are sitting here silently, thoughts, ideas coming, nothing interesting in life. Again, nothing interesting in life. I'm sitting here, do something, again, addictions. So two ways, but the bottom line is that's why I can cure it within a week. Because I'm start observing, and seeing how it's the subtle patterns moving. So this is my observation. I can go on a little bit more to find out. My observation is in the young children, like teenagers. I have been with them, talking with them, teenagers, 30, 40. No, only I'm telling. Just teenagers to young age, like youth, adult. This I am targeting to understand their psychology and what to do about it. Until now, this is only remedy I have found. Three ways. One, to put them in work and make them busy.
Right.
But not in a rehabilitation way, rewarding way. They are working, at least they are getting daily wages. And they have a revenue that if they keep on working, they will be keep on going and earning more and more and more and more. One way.
That's where the parents can direct.
Yeah, not like this way that you put them rehabilitation center and then after that, I have seen it's not working. It's not working. Person is returning back again. It's not working that way. So a sincere approach has worked. I have been successful. Just beginning, it's very easy. And if it is a little bit more, a person comes to me for 1 week, I can resolve. Even online, I can do. If it's severe cases, I cannot deal.
What?
Severe cases, like very severe.
Serious?
Yeah, severe, like profound.
Okay.
Yeah. These cases I cannot deal because it's too much. But due to this, any mental issue like ADHD or schizophrenia or bipolar or this kind of clubbing synthesis model, I have, it works. And also counseling. And just I have insight-based therapy. So for me is if you want to drop addiction, you must have to take enlightenment. There is no other way.
Take what?
Enlightenment. as a gift.
Yes.
Otherwise, no way. I tried many ways. It only works with the sparkling of intelligence. I awaken the intelligence for a while and it works. Try. So a glimpse of enlightenment is the way, and proper programming after that, and caring for few months. So this is my observation. Practically, you can tell your story.
Don't you think that there has to be a want to change?
There has to be a
There has to be the child. Okay, the parents can guide the children and they can do everything and don't have big expectations. They're not trying to make them perfect. But at some point, doesn't the individual need to say, okay, I want to change this? I mean, can you go in and work with them when they haven't come to you and need
very
your
difficult.
guidance?
I have worked only with the people who have come to me. They have very nice question. They have realized that they are addicted and they could see in the future, like you must admit it, issue. Well, in a therapy, we change it. What consuming person, no? Alcohol consuming person or something like this. In a therapy, you can do it, but if it comes to enlightenment process, we try to see things as it is. So if person says, I'm addicted, very nice. It works. I get identified, so now we can change it. So, and person asking for help. I'm not going to rescue anyone. It doesn't work with me. So I just wait until person comes, says to me, and says, considers its harms or whatsoever, willpower damage, many things damage, and all can be repaired, provided person comes, realizes, and at least gives his hand. No, I'm not going to take his hand and he's hiding his hands here and there. I'm rescuing. This way I haven't tried. It doesn't, I don't want to because it's not working. And also I can deal with the person who is coming for enlightenment and in this process, and he realizes, oh, this is a barrier. This is the obstacle in my path. So we are bound to remove any obstacle on the path of enlightenment if person comes and asks my support. We are bound by our own law. We cannot deny knowledge if somebody asks. So
don't you think that sometimes we have a life path and there's certain things that we're going to go through to come out of and better the world with?
pardon,
So
again,
I
more
mean,
concrete.
I don't think everybody comes in the world and, you know, the challenges are what make us stronger. And the challenges, I'm thinking of my children. Sometimes you can try to do everything right as a parent, but there's certain things the child has to go through to empower themselves on their journey of life.
For sure. Each parent has gone through some difficulties, and the parent is in mind, this difficulty I won't allow on my children. Like the next generation which is coming, the generation which has suffered, they say, oh, this generation should not suffer, at least for what I was suffering. If the parent is poor and somehow he managed to come to the top society, now he will not give scarcity anyway to his child to face that which he has. So we can only learn, we are only learning in parenting to avoid that pain which we have got. But the new pain the person is taking, we are not aware about it because we have not gone through that. So it's a natural instinct to protect the child, and particularly from the pain you have already known. You will warn.
Well, and I feel that there are patterns, like you said, generational patterns, that by stepping out of the pattern, when I look at my own life, and by stepping out of the pattern, I've actually shown my children to not go in that direction. Exactly what you're saying.
That's also
And empowers them.
yeah.
It empowers them.
But we need to see, it's also like we need to see how the child will react or not react. It's very uncertain. If child reacts, maybe like my maternal grandparent, he was addicted, but his children saw the problem in the house, and then they never even touched anything which like you call addiction, bad addictions. They have their different addictions. They cannot be without novel all the time reading. They cannot even eat without reading. So something support system, but in a way good that they are advocate and scientists, so it's working, supporting them in the process. But addiction is there. We will call, nobody is being harmed by this addiction. So we say, okay. Yes, Pavel, please.
I want to add a little bit different approach. Okay, you start with bad and good addiction. For me, bad addiction is leading to death. The good addiction is keep you alive. So for me, it's very simple. If you see addiction which is putting person closer to death, so this is bad addiction. And you already mentioned few times word spirit. And from Ayurvedic point of view, all mental disease is made by bad spirits. And now we came to the idea of how to deal with bad spirits. And then in America, in Russia, and in the Christianity country, the main word is exorcism.
Exorcism, yeah.
So you have to read out of addiction, you have to make exorcism. But exorcism is not one day event. The real exorcism is, okay, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years of praying. It should be praying like special place. You should pray a lot. You should pray with a priest. You should pray with your guru, with your teacher. So if you look at some Indian text, you should speak mantra 100,000 times. And this is giving the real, avoiding the real resolution of spirits. So this is for me, the exorcism is the only way to read out from addiction.
Well, I will not agree because young generations, they won't even believe in the idea that it's some kind of spirit and ghost there. I can understand the Buddhism and I can understand how the wisdom is being transferred through that and it can be cured. But first you have to believe that there is a spirit, and then there is bad spirit, someone will kill them.
Yes, but without belief, it's all the disease have got the spiritual root, spiritual beginning, and without this, you will never treat any disease. It's impossible.
Well, if you like, I can talk about how addiction works in all the levels and how we can deal.
I want to share something real quick. Whatever we believe becomes real to us. Okay? This is just my own philosophy. So I just want to tell about a situation. So this woman popped up in my mind, a friend of mine, and I called her and I talked to her, and she was just so down, and I could tell she had, like you said, energies on her. So I went over to her house and she said, come inside. And I said, no, I got to get you out of the house. So I took her out of the house. I took her to a park and sat her down on a bench. And for some reason, I just started doing some weird stuff, like clapping my hands and saying things. And because when she walked out of the house, she was like crumpled over like an old woman. And I don't know what happened, but whatever I did, she stood up, her energy was clear, and I took her home. But I was guided to do that. So I don't think we can have a belief system on how long anything takes. I think spirit guides us, and if we listen, we can do amazing things as an individual, any of us. We can change things in a moment. It doesn't have to take long. I just had to throw that in there. Sorry.
Well, I can tell my story. When I was
Okay.
around 5 or 6 or 7, I was in the village studying. Yeah, same age, 4, 5, 6, something like this. So in the village, if somebody dies, accident happens under the tree, and the person sits over the tree, no? And many people died. So, and if the big tree is there, always some ghost is living, because tree is living for 200 years, 100 years, 200. So some incident might happen there. So
Yeah.
then I remember 2 incidents, because I was a child, and going to school, coming back, there was a big tamarind tree, Imli tamarind, and very big. So, and my grandfather, even he knows the whole what happened this tree, what happened another this tree, what happened another this tree, because he knows the story of the 70, 80 years of the village. So he said, oh, there is one man, one boy died. One boy died under the bullock cart. Nobody knows. My grandfather remembers. But the ghost is still living there. So one time I was playing. I used to go to school, and that tree was there. So I was playing, and somehow something happened, and I got sick. So the inquiry started. Inquiry was, where you have been. And then it came out that I was playing with children under this tree. Oh, the ghost took you over. No, ghost. Now my grandmother come, and she is an exorcist. Oh, and then something they did this, that, and okay, gone. And the miracle used to happen. Women will bring their children crying, or some bad eye or black eye, and my grandmother will do some mantra, tantra, this, that, on, and miracle was happening, but I'm not saying, and it's gone. Another one, very interesting. At the time, I was around 11-year-old. So we used to go for mango, and there was a big gardens, little bit far away from the village, like 1 or 2 kilometers. Belongs to us or somebody else. And there I went in the daytime, early morning, and with other children to for the mangoes hole. It was a hot sun, and without eating, coming, and then I again got sick. When I got sick, where have you been? There the bunch of ghosts are living here. And then they put like a blanket over the top, make some fire and smoke with chili and all this, and put inside my blanket. And then now tell who you are. Now tell who you are. I said, who I am. And then suddenly, by themselves, finally to get rid of them, I said, yes, yes, yes. Oh, we got it. So I remember twice this way. I just have to get rid of this whole thing. I said, yes, yes, yes. I am this, and now I'm going. So spirit comes in an idea of teaching children the idea of something happening to the psychic body. Psychic body has only qualities: anger, artist, angry artist, compassionate. So they have only one personality character which you can paint. No, like anger of Jenny can be painted. No, anger can be painted. A woman shouting with some kind of expression. The psychic body is a liquid, and you can paint to express the right brain. In concern to these addictions, many labels. I have met people who have dropped it just like this. and never ever returned. And particularly smoking, like cigarettes, which is very difficult, small things. I asked many people how it happened, and I was listening. The decisions can be taken and realization can happen at the level of consciousness. When it happens at the level of consciousness, within a split, you are a different person. 1 second before and 1 second after, and there is no conflict, fighting, struggling, this, that, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, no. Which works within a split of the second. In 1 second, things change. If you come down from the consciousness down, we come down to our nature. So our nature is disturbed. So that will take some more time if you reach there. If you come down there, we do therapy on ego system, psychological ego which is damaged. Now it will take more time and different therapy will be applied. If we come more down, then we come to the level of mind, and then behavioristic therapy begins. Not even mind, you can say psychoanalysis, psychotherapy, which starts to analyze the pattern. Oh, now it's a trigger point, now before this point, now this point, and keep on new programming and working, and it takes again a long time. If you come to the body level, we have a lot of detoxifications processes and behavioristic therapy, punishment, reinforcement. Do if you smoke, there will be a punishment. There will be no reward. No? So before it was a reward, giving reward the addiction. Now change it to the punishment. It can also stop. So there are many levels. On mental level, yes, we can go to resolve conflicts. Like first you have to believe in the spirit. If it is a rational mind, it won't believe into the spirit. Then it works the scientific approach, analytical approach of showing them the process, how addiction begins, and from where out of 4, where you can control. At the level of consciousness is before any trigger comes, you are aware. You are aware before that now the trigger will come. Trigger of anger, trigger of frustration, trigger of sickness, trigger of hunger, trigger of thirst. Anything arises, first comes the trigger. Like if you want to become sick, I mean, nobody wants to. If someone like sickness going to happen, then trigger comes 2 days before or 3 days before. To me, it comes 3 days before, and then few hours before. It has very strange patterns to show me that you are going to be sick. If you are, you can listen it, you can cure yourself. Otherwise, you will be sick within 3 days. Within 2 days, now today you are going to be sick. So there are signals in the body which tells. So everything before it happens, going through processing, and there are so many ways to handle it. One of Pablo Picasso's style of Pavel with spirit, painting the spirit in a different way.
Well, everything's energy. Right?
Another is the analytical approach of modern psychology. I'm not going to psychiatry for the drugs because I cannot talk about it. Only counseling. But I'm talking about water and air and the food which is easily available on this. Nothing extra. I provide no drugs even anyway. No supplement of any kind of drugs. Nothing is provided. It works. So there are so many levels to work. If we come to physiological level, I have invented a technique, seeing the profitable things in things, what is getting, and I can bring the same thing in yoga practices in a very different way of breathing. The trick is the breath. So if you make them fall into that breath, same, ecstasy begins and happiness begins. So in this way, person can be half cured. Like when it comes to the trigger point of no movement, person has backup for this. But if it comes to movement, we need to provide something different things.
What about nutrition?
For sure. You
Vitamins.
need
That
all
plays
kinds
an
of.
important
This
part of
is
the
I
brain
taking it
too.
for granted that person will take care of it. Blood test, what is missing in the blood, like general things, very healthy people talking. So I'm not talking about things which is like very common, like nutrition and things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm talking about just because I have no access to the person, only online. So I need to devise a method which works online. If you come to my place for and submit for 1 week, and if it is a group of people, will be strategy change. What I'm talking about individual experiences and working individually with the people. Yes, Paul.
I remember we discussed this consciousness level. The main question is who is smoking?
Yeah, who is that's the consciousness level. Once you see who is smoking, you saw the person with the conscious level. You will see the person and you will only say one word, stupid, and finished. You will just laugh. You will have no guts. On the consciousness level, you will say, oh, unnecessary, stupid, how stupid I was. Only thing, how stupid, how did I do it? And that's it, finished. In one glimpse, it finishes. But it's very strong to lead people there. You will need to work, and particularly addicted people. But when I was in Germany and I was leading my meditation workshops, so people who come, one time a person comes who was an addict and he was going through the meditation process and he says, very strange. I have the same experience why I get while I am on drug. And this is just without drug, this experience which I have got. That gives him a hope that this is not the only way to experience that which you are experiencing. There are many ways. So breaking the mind and dependency over which the person gets confidence. This is not the only way. What you are getting, you can get many, many ways. So this is what until now I have found in different ways of dealing with addictions. And we have 3 minutes left. Who will deliver the jewel last? Jenny.
What'd you say?
Who will deliver the jewel? I call it jewel, but I don't know how you pronounce it. Treasure, gold.
The what?
I mean, finally, for 2 minutes, who will give the wisdom?
The wisdom.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. Anyway, let me think. All right. As far as with my children, sometimes you just have to keep your mouth shut and let go of it. Now, I know that you said that you have to try to guide them and direct them, but from my own experience, I had a child that was doing a lot of alcohol. I was trying to chase them down, trying to save them. And I had other children I had to deal with. And I think that makes a difference too. If you only have one child you're focusing on, depending on if you're running a household and everything. And so finally, one day, the child was going out the door. And I looked at the child and I said, I can't do this anymore. Go do whatever you want. I'm done. And I walked up the stairs. And the next day, that child came to me for help. It's because I let go of it instead of feeding it. So there's a fine line there on guiding them into being busy, working, sports. I had them in music. I had them in dance. But at some point, they're trying to find themselves. And what they're doing is sucking you in instead of you taking authority over it. Is that a good way? That's the best way I can describe it. So I could not give all my energy to that anymore. And I really think a lot of it's about getting attention. So you can give them loving attention, but sometimes they have to learn. So that's how I did it. I just said, I'm done. You're too hard to love right now. And I walked up the stairs. And the next day, the child came for help. And I was there to get it. And they know you love them, but sometimes it's hardball.
Yeah, they're checking your threshold level. They don't take risks to lose the love of mama.
That's right.
That has the power. That means they are not so addicted, like they cannot go beyond. That addiction cannot overpower them, that they can drop the love and care of mama. And they were enjoying for themselves as taking for granted. So you put the limit.
Yes.
So
Boundaries
the
are
threshold
important.
limit is always important to put there. And not to be concerned, I think, in the very beginning. Like if you are concerned with the very beginning, it's okay. You can deal with it. But just not to be concerned and being a helicopter
Yeah,
kind
that doesn't
on
work.
their head. So I am saying that we will not go so deep because each point will have positive, negative, this and that.
Right,
We are
right.
summing up in a way to be, yeah, just check it out how much liberty you should give, how much patience you have to wait for them, the insight to be turned into them. And sometimes you can be very hard with absolute no and showing your limit so they know your limit. So we are summing up until now this much, and we will see next topic what. See you next Wednesday.